Hey, Nasha.
Hello?
Hello. Is Vince there?
Yeah, I don't have a camera.
That's okay, Vince. You look good though.
Oh, thank you. I've been told I have the face for radio.
Yeah. Hey, Jaleesa.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, here we is. All three or four of us. I think other people are trying to work it.
Yeah, Grace just.
Anthony, I gotta let in Taj. Okay.
Oh my God.
Hey, Haley.
Gosh.
Hey, Haley.
Hi, Mr. Whalen. Hi, Jaleesa.
Hey.
Oh no. Yes. I have to tell you, I've had meetings this morning with people who are learning how to use. I'm just really kicking the tires on this software, so please forgive any bumps or bruises that we get. I apologize. Anyway, I noticed this morning though that my background, I have the darkest background of anybody that's on doing this. You know, everybody else has white walls and stuff. I toyed with the idea of putting a green screen behind me here. You know, I said, "There's Taj."
You should do it. You should put a green screen.
That would be fun. Then I could be anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I could be on an island, you know, at the edge of a volcano.
You should do it.
All right. Well, you know, as people are getting in, I'm just going to ask a couple of questions. So I'm assuming based on the fact that you're looking at me here, you guys are all okay?
Yeah, we're alive.
Stuff is happening that is okay, right?
Yeah.
So
Every day above ground's a good day.
That's so true.
People in my state are still having gatherings, and our governor's this close to hunting everybody for sport if they keep coming out for gatherings.
People are upset about that kind of stuff. Like I've seen newspaper articles and stuff with people having a party with like 60 people in their backyard.
Yeah.
Some days I
People are still having baby showers over here.
Yeah.
And birthday parties.
My friend can't have a wake for his grandfather because
that's serious business.
Yep.
Because you get into a closed space like that, you know. My grandson's birthday, my oldest grandson's birthday was yesterday, and what we did was we packed up birthday presents, drove over there, and let him pick them out of the car, and then we left.
Wow.
We stood and talked with everybody at like 6 to 7 feet, you know, because the real deal is you don't know if you have it, right? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could be symptom free for like, I think it's 10 or 14 days. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. It's like, this is funny because it reminds me of old movies like The Thing. Anybody seen the movie The Thing?
Yeah.
Where nobody knows, you know, who's the thing.
Until they test it.
Until they test you, right. Hey, I heard one really cool, encouraging thing.
Mm-hmm.
The guy whose models they've been basing this on has revised his estimates down a lot actually, because his original model was based on the idea that everybody just did what we're doing. Like if we just let it all go and just go and didn't do anything to break up the normal routine, he estimated like 500,000, what was it, 500,000 or more people dying, right? That was like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. And today, I think it was either today or yesterday, he estimates that it's down in the tens of thousands, is what he's thinking.
Wow, my state, the percent went up 397% of people that tested positive.
Yep.
Also, Grace said that she's still waiting to get in.
She's waiting.
Yeah.
So she's, make sure she has the right ID. That's what it was. I was in the wrong meeting. I was in a meeting by myself. I was in a room down the hall. Nobody was there.
It says, please wait. The meeting host will let you in soon. Art 4:45 making.
I'm not paying attention.
Oh.
But if you're going to run things, you got to actually run it. I hit admit.
Well, everybody's hair looks nice, you know?
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Who be that?
She's saying, "Hi, everybody."
Hey, there's Donnie.
That
Okay.
was Grace. I was about to comfort Grace.
Oh my
Who's that in the
Anthony, you're in
background?
here?
Oh God.
Oh, my.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
Wait. Who was that? Oh, hey, Bryce.
Hi, Bryce.
Oh
Bryce.
God, Bryce.
Bryce, come out.
Hello.
Come out.
Get out the covers, Bryce.
Yeah.
Get out the bed.
I said, had to be you.
Protocols.
Bryce,
Turn the
wow.
light on.
We
too
sent
light,
out
it's
like
dark.
internet, what is it? Internet etiquette.
Get 'em,
So
Donnie.
I'm wearing an ECSU t-shirt, right? You guys know I'll show up to class at 2:00 on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll be wearing this t-shirt, right?
You'll hear me, right?
That T-shirt.
So are we okay with this level of professional?
Fine with it.
Okay, so
We don't have
Bryce,
a. Yeah.
Bryce, listen, you got to be upright to be in class, buddy. You can't do this from in your bed. My finger is pointed at you. This is not kosher. You will be counted absent. I'll eject you.
Found
I'm
footage.
weak.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
This looks like a found footage video in his.
I know.
Oh, please.
I'm so. Anthony, you in there? I think he said yeah.
Texting.
All right. Oh, we're chatting already. Okay, good.
Oh. Am I good? The volume?
All right. Look.
You're fine, Grace, right?
Here's what I want. I want to do what's called a waterfall. Okay. You get on the chat. Open up chat. It's way down at the bottom in the middle there. Open up chat. What was your type in one word response? Like Rashad already started it with weak. Maybe he has a different word. Type in a response to like what you're feeling like right now. Okay. But don't hit enter until I say hit enter. Okay.
Okay.
Don't hit enter yet. People, let me know. Let me know when you've done it. Okay. Rashad, you're muted. You should not be muted.
How does he know these things?
Rashad, unmute yourself, please. Thank you. Timothy, are you in here? Unmute yourself.
We're throwing green onions, you guys.
Oh.
All right. Is everybody ready with a word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit enter.
Crap.
Nasha feels
Tupac.
Bryce is. Bryce can type though when he's laying. Are you still laying in bed, Bryce?
Oh, I wish.
Oh dear. What's this going to be like? 2 PM? All right. It's all right.
Good afternoon.
It is.
I don't think we're mentally prepared to take online studies.
Oh,
Especially
I'm so with you.
I feel like this is just a bad headspace for everybody on this planet right now. We don't even know what's going on.
This sucks.
So this is not. No way is this ideal. The rug has been pulled out from underneath us, right? What would you do if someone pulled the rug out from underneath you?
Oh.
What would you do?
Tried hopefully not be in too much pain and knock yourself off, I guess.
It doesn't come with workers' comp. I'm quitting.
Oh no! Eric, no!
Hey,
Print down.
stay. Luke, stay.
Luke, stay.
He said, I
Is
wanna
that like a
talk
little
to
brother?
No. It's my
Oh,
background.
yo, I can put up my life-size
Oh.
cutout of John Wayne
Yeah,
somewhere.
You sure could.
Stay.
You should at least have a picture, right? Anthony,
was-
what's your?
that was
Let me poll people on the technology. All right, hey Bryce.
Oh,
Are the lights on in your house?
um, not currently.
Oh,
Turn
you
your
mean they
lights
could
on.
be on.
Oh, it could be.
All right,
That's a lot.
TJ's here.
we'll talk. We need to talk. Rashad, Anthony, what's the deal? Do you have a camera?
Not currently.
How are you talking to us? Are you on your computer?
Yes.
Did you say yes?
Yes.
Are you running some other audio in the background? Let's
Well, I'm
see.
glad to see that y'all are in good health. That's good.
You know, trying to make sure everybody's hair looks nice in this quarantine. We got 30 more days.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Now I can see all of you. Hey, Timothy.
Oh, you did the
Haven't seen you
gallery
yet.
view?
Yeah. Yeah, and you can do that, you guys. And also you can decide to pick one of us and fill the screen with that person if you want to do that instead.
Perfect.
Rashad, what's your deal? Do you have a camera?
Yes, I do.
Say that again? There he is. All right. Can some I hear background audio, and we don't want to have to deal with that much dissonance. It's difficult enough. So if you could cut that would I think that would be appreciated by everybody.
I guess I'll pause it.
Look, like I said, like if someone pulled the rug out from underneath you, you would have to do something, right? You're either going to fall flat on your face, flat on your back, or you're going to roll with it. Which would you prefer?
Just kind of roll with it, I guess.
Let's
Yeah.
just do what we can, roll with it. All right. I mean, look, today is going to be a little bit of like reintroducing ourselves to this situation, reintroducing ourselves within this situation, and catching up on everybody. Okay. Go back to. I want everybody to go back to chat, and I want you to type in what kind of computer and software you are going to be editing video with. Yeah.
Okay. And whatever you sent in the email yesterday.
I sent a bunch of stuff. Actually, that was this morning. That shows you what I did. You know what I did over the break? You guys?
Mm-hmm.
As little as possible.
No.
Right? When I'm on break, man, I'm on break. Anyway, we had faculty things go on, meetings and junk, and I tried as hard as I could to pretend that I was not thinking about all of this. Oh, DaVinci Resolve. I've heard that that's a good one, and that's a freebie, you guys. Adobe Premiere, hey, yibbity dibbity. Okay. Help, and I don't know. Oh, and HP, and you don't know. Okay. So Naja, you can check out some of these free softwares. I see this stuff coming in. Yeah. This, any of this stuff will work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A lot of them, especially things like DaVinci, there are tutorials available. And so if you run into some real big problems, you can find it on tutorials, or if you want, we can have individual sessions wherein I might be able to help you. Okay. Let me see. Is Grace in here yet?
Yeah, right there.
There you are. Grace, what about you? What's your software situation?
Oh, Adobe. I'm using Adobe.
Oh, excellent. Okay. All right. So is everybody basically okay?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm counting 12, 13. I'm missing a couple of people. We'll catch up to them. I am recording this. I don't know how much recording I can manage. There may be a thing where if I can post it on YouTube, I can get it off my computer. But the way these, like a half an hour session will come in at around 500 megs. Okay. So it's good. It's good sound, good resolution and all that, but it's a little bit too expensive to keep going here. All right. And, just like usual, Rashad, I'm going to put the phones away. So here we are. Wait a minute. He's in the middle of this. He's doing technology with you, and he wants you to put away the technology. Put away that.
I'm sorry. My governor is speaking too, so I'm trying to catch up on what's
Your
going
governor
on.
is speaking?
Yeah, he's addressing the public.
What state are you in, buddy?
Virginia.
What are they saying?
He just gave us an order that we have to stay inside and some other things as well.
Yep.
Regarding stuff
Did
like
they put it in effect at 8 p.m.?
Hmm?
They put it in effect at 8 p.m.
Oh, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm sorry. I'm just in between two places right now.
See, our minds aren't ready.
Yeah, mine started at 5.
Yeah, 5 p.m. today. We
it
are
5?
supposed to stay inside.
5
Well, they say stay inside. They don't really. They keep saying, wait a minute, you guys. They keep saying stuff that contradicts itself. Like for instance, you can you're supposed to shelter in place, right? That's the big quote unquote moment. We're all where you are. Stay where you are. You know, don't go running out and having a big party or going to the beach like they did during spring break. Did any of you guys go down to Florida for spring break?
No.
Nope.
I mean, I actually had
Didn't
my
go
daughter
nowhere
lives down
anyway.
there, and we canceled. We said we're not doing it. And then I saw a thing where they're actually closing the border, or something. There's of Florida. They were doing checkpoint stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's kind of freaky. But anyway, then they say, you know, we have essential businesses will stay open so that you can go get things that you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what's essential business? Did you guys see this?
The ABC store,
Yeah, the
alcohol,
ABC store,
grocery store, pharmacy.
grocery store, pharmacy, hardware store,
Yep,
lawn care.
We need projects to do now.
Ours were
I can get you projects.
Pharmacy.
No. We need hardware projects.
Like I think the hardware store, in terms of like, I know some people, they still have to go to work, so I think that's why they have to keep those hardware stores open.
There's that, and then you know, if your roof is leaking, or your plumbing goes bad, you have to do something about it. Otherwise, we'll get other problems. Okay, let's have a discussion, okay, about assignments and where we're at, what we would like to see happen by the end of the semester. Oh, speaking of the end of the semester, I know if I were to ask you guys what's the utmost concern that you have about the end of the semester, it would be your grade at the end of the semester. Am I correct?
Yeah, and also new class.
Taking a poll, you can raise your hands. Oh, you know, by the way, you've got reactions here, right? Down at the corner, they got the little smiley face thing. Thumbs up, applause, right? How many of you have heard of the pass-fail option?
Yeah.
Put a thumbs up if you have heard of it, okay? All right, so from my end, this is what I will be doing. I will be doing what I always do.
Oh, wait. She will respond. Hold on.
I will be grading just like I normally do. You will have a period right after that to decide if you want to use pass-fail or you want to use the grade that you get. And can I, have you seen this or understood this or saw this? You read this?
We don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
As best I can, I want to help you understand, okay?
Please.
When you get a grade, it goes into your grade point average, right? When you get a pass-fail thing, bad or good, it does not go into your average at all. So it has a zero effect on that overall GPA on your transcript. And I think every single person is going to have a note on your transcript that said this was the semester that the COVID-19 thing happened.
So our GPA would stay the same from the prior. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're worried, I think that I'm hoping that takes away a worry.
Is it?
Right?
It's an option.
It's an option.
It made it seem like on the email that we're strictly doing pass-fail. That's why I was confused. I was confused. Yeah, when I saw the email.
Can you say that again, please?
Somebody pulled the rug out from underneath me and changed it.
Can you say that again?
If you know what, if they did, I'm going to roll with it. But I don't think that's what they've done. I'm going to review it. Okay, I won't do it right now, but I'll review it just to make sure. And if there's anything different than what I'm saying, I'll definitely send out an announcement.
Wait, can you say that again, please? Sometimes, I don't understand what you said right there.
Okay.
So let's say that, who wants to answer her?
So basically, you can either keep the grade that you have, or you can just get a pass-fail grade. If you get the pass-fail grade, it doesn't affect your GPA. If you get the grade that you have, keep the grade that you have, it's going to go towards your GPA.
Yeah, but when you pass it, that puts your credits up.
Yeah,
So,
it just gives you credit hours.
yeah. So either or for any class.
Donnie had a question.
Mr. Whalen,
Yeah.
my grandmother is calling for something. Can I go check on her real
Yes,
quick?
certainly.
Thank you.
You know, and you know, our class, I don't know if we'll have the whole time each time. All right. But it's the same as any time if you need to use the restroom or something like that. You know, Anthony, what are you using to look at participate here today?
So I have my Mac plugged up to a monitor.
Could you speak up, please?
I have my Mac plugged up to a monitor.
Oh, okay. And what is it? The monitor itself does not have a camera?
Yes.
Okay. Is it the Mac laptop?
Yes.
What if you use just the laptop?
So that's the thing, like the whole screen, the whole like all the parts of the screen is broken.
Oh, I hear you. Okay, but thankfully the hardware, it works for the monitor that you're using.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, look, under assignments, can I do this with you now, you guys? And I'm going to have you write it down, then we're going to discuss stuff, all right? So get something to write things down with if you don't have them in front of you.
Okay.
Bryce, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, first assignment, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. For this Wednesday, 30-second comments. So everybody did a 30-second commercial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want you to choose five commercials that you're going to comment. Who's got audio going? Please turn it off. Trying to figure out if I can tell.
5 commercials.
Yeah, you know, from our 30-second commercials that are up there. Now, a couple of you shared your files in the wrong size format, and we ended up with 500 meg files. I could watch them. I didn't mind doing that, but I know that some of you are on your home computer, and you probably are being careful about how much space you're using. If you look at if you go to open a commercial and you see that it's one of these large files, you should not feel obligated to review that commercial. Okay?
Okay.
But what I'm going to try to do is have each commercial that we can watch get 5 comments or five sets of comments from you. Here's what you need to do: one positive and one constructive criticism, one compliment and one constructive criticism for each of the 5 commercials that you choose to comment on. This is in discussion board, and you do it right there in the same format forum where people posted their original commercials. Okay? Any questions about that assignment?
Okay.
Any questions?
Do you not want people to repeat the same thing?
I would like people to avoid repeating the same thing. So, you know, if someone says this is really funny because of blank, obviously we don't want to have everybody come in and say the same thing. Okay. It's not going to be helpful. Try to find something that someone else has not said. That's a good question. Any other questions about that one? That's not meant to be a heavy assignment. It's just like, basically, if we were in the same room with each other, how would we have a critique? Grace, are you cold?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see. So we got that. We will. Oh, yeah. I am changing the research paper assignment. Instead of a research paper, it's going to be a research presentation.
Okay.
That for some of you, I think that will ease it up a little bit. However, the outline for it with your proposed resources is due on April the 6th.
Resources as in, what you're citing.
Say again?
Resources as in like what you're citing, where you got the information from.
Your citations, that's right.
And do you have information about this research paper in Blackboard, like more information about it?
Well, you had a proposal for your research paper earlier, didn't you?
No. We didn't get that far.
We did not get that far. All right, so your outline, I'm sorry about this, your outline and your proposed resources will be also consider your proposal for the paper. We got stuff got truncated here a little bit.
So do you want it
Let's
written
discuss.
up like a proposal?
You would write a title and maybe a little opening paragraph about what your thing is about. So for instance, I see that's the thing, I'm a little bit confused. I had discussions with some people about areas that they were interested in as far as their what was going to be their paper originally. So, I had a couple of you come up to me and discuss, yeah, we did do this. It was a one sentence thing about what you would like to write about. And people had various ideas, including special effects in the movies. And so what I said, well, we don't want repeats on special effects in the movies. So you know what I need to do is make a discussion board where your general topic happens. And so we make sure we don't double each other. So for instance, under special effects, I had one person who ended up being very interested in special effects makeup. Okay. And then I had another person who was interested in like the glass shots or the old fashioned photo effects that they used to do. And so those would not be overlaps. Those would not be repeats.
Oh, okay. I think I did something.
You did. It's ancient history at this point. I think we need to refresh it, obviously. Okay. Any other good questions about the presentation? Not the paper. It's a presentation.
I've got one.
Yes.
How long is it supposed to be roughly? How many slides or how many minutes?
Oh, not slides. I wouldn't say that because that your mileage may vary on that. Some people can speak for a good 10 minutes. That's what we're aiming for, is a 10-minute presentation with 3 slides, right? I can't do it. Shoot, I had an art history professor at ECU, and this character, he had for his whole 1 hour or 1 hour and 20-minute session, he had 3 slides. Yeah. That's a good question. So 10 minutes is what you're aiming for. There will be a presentation rubric about how to present well, and I'm gonna have to look at it and try to adjust it for this situation that we're in. That was a good question. Any other questions about this?
Okay. Do you have more information about this presentation in Blackboard?
I can put more up. It needs to be specifically about film.
So basically, it's just our papers, but it's an actual presentation form.
That's right.
And also, when you mean presentation, so do you just want the materials for the presentation, like the slideshow, or do you want us to have like a virtual presentation to present it to you?
You're going to do a virtual presentation, just like we are right here.
All right. So how are you going to see these slides?
You're gonna have to show your screen.
Yeah, that's the only question I have.
All right. Like I said, this software is new to me. Can you share your screen? That's the question. Okay. Because I can share mine. I didn't know if that was like the host's alternative.
Let us
Okay,
share.
I think we
Here,
can.
Jaleesa, I'll pick you. Share your screen.
All right.
Please.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I know. Well, you got to realize what might be there or not.
Hold on. I got to open system preferences.
It should be a button.
No, it's at the bottom of your screen.
It's at the bottom of your screen, right down here.
Yeah.
Right down
Right
in
in
the
the center.
dead center middle.
You see it?
All right. Yeah, I know, but I had to. Oh, it says host disabled attendee screen sharing.
Okay, so I will dig around and find that. In other words, I'll unlock it. Okay. Okay, so
Okay.
yes, you will be able to share your screen. We'll be able to see that. And I think you have a choice. You can make it so that we can see your face and your PowerPoint or whatever else you're using. We can see videos in here and so forth.
Okay. It's like,
Why did you push him like that?
What did I do?
Grace is over there smacking Oscar around.
it's getting my way.
Grace, are you sitting up? Bryce is sitting up.
I am sitting up.
Oh, okay. What is that? What is that thing that just came into the screen there?
Not that thing.
Oh, it's a puppy dog.
That is not a puppy dog. That's a monster. Whoa, it's Oscar.
Let's see. We will also have a history and theory exam.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. And then the other thing, the big one, is a film story. Okay. Oh, before I even get into that, I did post just before midterm. I posted a makeup essay.
Okay.
Did any of you guys get a look at that?
I did. I have a question. When is it due?
Yeah.
End of the semester.
Okay.
God
Okay.
bless you.
No, no problem. No problem. All right. I'm going to share my screen, and so you guys can we can discuss this this assignment, the next one here. Okay. And the reason I have not posted it on Blackboard yet is that I haven't done this kind of assignment before. I wanted to get input before I did post it. So here we go.
Wait, before you start.
Yes.
Okay, you said we have a history and theory exam, and what's the next one?
Film story.
The film story. That's the last one, by the way.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Proceed, please.
Yes, yes. Okay, so here we go. I'm sharing my screen. You guys see stuff, or no, you don't see anything yet. Here we go. Now you see me?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right. Can you see that? Tell your story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, good. Let me. Is that big enough?
Yeah, it's
docu-comedy, docudrama.
Yeah, a video documentary, docudrama, docu-comedy, dramedy, comedy.
Dramedy comedy.
And I don't mean that it has to be all those things, although that might be fun, Vince.
I can get away with comedy.
Dramedy, docu-comedy. Listen, it's that you have at your disposal all of this way of doing things. You could do it as straight documentary, something that happened that was important in your family's history or your own personal history. The premise here is that everybody has a story to tell. I have two options available, okay? Option one, the story. All right, so this one comes from your life growing up, your family's history. You're looking for something that's maybe funny. It can come from living relatives, or it can come from someone from your family's past. It can be funny, poignant, powerful, etc. This can be done as an interview, a voiceover, reenacting, scenes from the story, graphics, photos, etc., or any combination. Make it visually and audibly engaging. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but there are tools up at the top. Up here, there's annotate, right? So you can click on, if you go up to the top, it'll float down, and it's got, various controls, but one of them is annotate. If you click on that, you can come in here and, let's say you like something, you can actually draw on it. Okay. So you feel free to do that. Of course, keep it nice. All right. The next option, any questions about that first option? That's pretty straightforward. All right, good. Option number 2, video diary, my COVID-19 experience. There's an ancient Chinese curse. I think that's very appropriate right now. May you live in interesting times. Would you guys agree with me that that's what's happening?
Yeah.
I mean, this is something that will be in the history books. By the way, you guys I'm sure you've heard all the talk about like the Spanish flu and all that stuff, right? How was the Spanish flu in comparison to what we're going through right now?
Almost the same.
Yeah, I think the same.
Except it came from didn't it come from like the Midwest or something? A base in the Midwest.
Amazing.
I don't think it's the same. I think the media has taken precaution because we moved so late. I don't think as far as being widespread. I could also say with the Black Plague and stuff like Ebola, like I could say as far as where we're at right now, those things are far more widespread. But I think as far as the media and the government taking precaution, I think that's kind of like where we're worse at right now.
Well, I think the reason why why the media is like, oh my goodness, is because it's spreading. It's not how widespread it is, but how fast it spreads. I
It
think.
certainly is fast.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah. And the amount of deaths, like in modern times, like the U.S. has more deaths from the coronavirus than like even China, where it started.
Yeah.
If we can believe the Chinese.
What?
That's fair.
I mean, that is fair because someone saw a clip. I'm sorry, it's just true. Someone saw a clip where they're letting people get their family's remains, and there was a big warehouse full of urns.
Don't give the kids anxiety.
All right. Anyway, but did you guys hear that? Yeah. They heard that.
She put her foot down.
Boom. Wait. I want to reassure you. The Spanish flu was way the heck worse than this.
Yeah.
Anybody know the numbers?
No, not
like 1 million.
No. You're not going to believe it when I tell you more people died from that Spanish flu than in all of World War One. They said like 100 million people worldwide.
I feel like I need to Google that now.
That is, yeah. Please check me on that because that sounds ridiculous. But do you know what the government did back then about it?
What?
Nothing.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's probably why it was so bad. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, look, this would be a daily thing. You would have an installment, something that you're going to put in there, right? Maybe not 7 days a week, maybe 5 days a week. You're putting in an entry. What is it? I made a sandwich today. I'm making my own sandwiches. I'm not eating at the cafeteria. I don't know what this is. This is something that you decide.
It's like a blog.
It's basically like a blog. But here's the I think the one difference, maybe it's not a difference because I've seen some blogs that are pretty well produced, and part of it could be you're adding visuals to this. Okay. Or reenactments or actments,
I'm gonna go to Costco and blog there.
And then picture of Costco.
Well, it's interesting to watch people's behavior in these settings, isn't it?
I mean, some people, they're just going about, their normal daily lives, but then some people are hoarding toilet paper.
Yep.
But
not soap.
Right, not soap, but
not soap.
They have to lock
but
up
not soap. That's crazy.
Where I live.
More soap on the shelves than it is toilet paper or paper towels.
People like hoarding pads and tampons too, and I'm like, come on.
People need those, man. Stop
It's
that.
got to do with what they worry about, I guess. Right? Did we lose some people?
Went away.
Nope. I think we still have
Everybody's
everybody.
here.
Vince, are you there?
Yep.
Okay. You're just being so quiet. One of the things I want to get down to with this is that your overall content management, and I guess this has to do with it not just being a blog, is that when we see the totality of it run together, that it would build thematically towards what you believe at the time, or what you believe at the end of the process. What does it mean to you? What does this mean? You know, what's an underlying theme or message that people would learn from, or that you have learned from this?
To cherish life while you have it, or things that you can do while you can.
Yes. Yes. So, you know, we're all separated, and I've had more contact with members of my extended family than I have all year. Yeah. Yeah.
But it gives you time to get your life together. Like everything that you want to do, well, not everything, except for travel. Can't travel, but
definitely looked up
It's
at
what's
how
stopping people.
kept moving.
you have more self time, more self care. You can do something like that.
Self-care too much.
That's true.
already.
That's like eat chocolate. Is that what you said?
I noticed people just not being greedy, I think, is a good one. Just don't take what you need, and that's about it. I don't know. Yeah, I just feel bad because, like, I had to go to the store to pick something up for my mom, and I just saw, like, this one lady just absolutely, she did this number on the shelf, and she went into her cart, and it was just, like, the small, like, dollar roll pack of tissue papers. I'm just like, lady, there's like several other people who probably came here for tissue paper. You stop that.
People are going to start fighting in public for toilet paper.
You know what I thought is, like, it reminds me, like, why are they getting all that much toilet paper? You know, and what are they anticipating? It reminds me, it made me think of this, the movie Signs. You remember that, where the guy put glasses of water out to keep the aliens out?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm thinking maybe they're collecting the toilet paper because they think it'll keep the virus out.
They said they're using the toilet paper to filter their masks so that it lasts longer.
Right.
But, okay.
I don't think that's how that works. But
I didn't ask.
I think it's safer. It's safer if people have to understand that you have to keep on changing gloves and using different masks, because, like, you're carrying more germs when people are trying to be extra safe. But by the time you go in the grocery store and touch everything, then you touch your car, your wheel cover, and you try to go in the house, you done about contaminated everything around you that you would normally be. You could have just washed your hands.
My mom, we got Chipotle delivered to the house today, and she's like, "Did the lady wear gloves?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Oh my god!"
Wait, that oh my god, with the wiggle in your voice is perfect.
I know.
Who's laughing at you over there?
My mom. She's staring at me.
I saw, like, some people, like, apparently made their own, like, kind of reusable mask using, like, a certain type of material, and they, like, sewed it together. I have a sewing machine. I was thinking
That's weird. Oh, that's interesting.
People have started companies called Corona Mask and just been making masks. And people have been buying these things and selling out.
Also, there's some scamming where they're not doing anything but getting your credit card information.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that.
If you go to your nearest international market, they'll probably have a sale. You buy two of, like, the Korean 95 mask or whatever. You buy two for like $5.
But is the face mask really even helping?
It's not. The thing is, face masks,
exactly.
If you have symptoms, they're supposed to help you from spreading the symptoms.
That's right.
Yeah. My dad said only wear a
when
mask.
you breathe this stuff, it'll get in the side of your mask. Believe me, I know.
Right.
You also have to use like a face-fitting respirator, because any normal like medical mask doesn't. It's too small. It'll go straight through it, and other masks, if they don't fit your face perfectly, it'll go out holes on the side.
Oh, that's fun.
I think the best thing and the advice is to avoid going out as much as possible, and when you do, keep your distance. So it's all right. Look, let's go over step-by-step procedures here. Okay. He said, and then he couldn't have to get out of.
Mr. Whalen, I have a question.
Yeah.
So this option 2, it doesn't have to be completely true.
That's right. It could be your creative way of dealing with it.
Oh, so
But we can make it a
okay.
zombie apocalypse kind of thing.
Repeat that because I'm having a technical thing. I've got my pencil to scribble with, and I have to get back to the, you know, the scrolling in Word. So give me a second.
Go back up.
It could be
I
like
got to
a
go
zombie
back up and do what?
Don't you remember?
Mouse.
Like,
Thank you.
Go back up and do annotate.
No, I went to annotate and I had to get back to the mouse.
Yeah.
Oh, notice that the marks stay there even though I'm scrolling.
Oh.
So that's a little.
That's a little counterproductive.
Exactly. That makes no sense.
Well, then again, clear all drawings. Oh, look, control.
Isn't
All right.
technology amazing?
Yeah, technology. Oh, yeah, happy day. Well, you know, that's interesting. If this thing had happened 20 years ago,
We'd be dead.
well, no, we would just be really isolated. You'd have to get out the Parcheesi.
Oh.
You know.
We didn't have
Is
all
it whaling?
The
Yes.
internet wasn't popping like it was. Oh my god.
Say that again.
It wouldn't be no Zoom 20 years ago.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Alone with my thoughts can't do it.
You do something else. Maybe you would paint a painting or draw a drawing.
And what do you do? Send it in or something? Like, do you mail it to you guys or like how does painting gonna work this semester?
Look at
And
this
what are we
canvas
doing?
and-
Just incomplete until we get back to school?
You get the canvas in
Well,
5 different
painting,
editions.
I was, no, because I worked with Donnie this morning on her advanced studio, and she held up paintings for me to see. So,
Listen, we had a struggle bus moment, but it's okay.
I guess I'm investing in a webcam and green screen.
Oh no!
That'd be-
Wait, why?
that would make it a lot more fun.
That's bad. Don't do it.
I don't know if my green screen's big enough, though. Okay. Look, all right, so for option one, write or record. So I'm allowing you to just record. Like, for instance, if someone you know tells a story that you guys want to use, you could just record that as your basic skeleton. This is for option one. You need basically what you need is a verbal version of your story you want to tell. Post that on Blackboard in the discussion board that I haven't created yet. And then step two from that, create a storyboard. Pay careful attention to visual elements. See, the idea here is we blab, 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 right? But film or creative visual storytelling requires you to look at this stuff and fix your spelling and connect it with visuals that make it compelling and edit these together in a relationship that helps the story advance. All right, so you from that storyboard, you compile your raw materials, visuals, moving footage, audio recordings, etc., and then edit that together in your chosen software. I already said that about visual, and then you're going to share it. Look, I put it in the assignment. 720p, please, no larger. We don't need it that big. Any questions about the procedures for option one? Okay, none. Hearing none, I'm going to go on. Option two, start doing your daily recording. Okay. Choose what, when, where you will shoot. Be creative about it. So Haley asked, if you do an option two, does it have to be true, quote unquote? That's interesting. Let me ask you a question. When a person does a blog, are they acting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Only because if the camera wasn't there, that wouldn't be their natural instinct to do.
Okay. Look, it may be subtle with me. Am I acting differently because we're in this situation?
No. Yes.
I think I am. I'm not sure in exactly what way.
You can't
right?
be butt out because your wife will say, "Don't traumatize us."
Yeah, I know. We'll have a talk later. Well, they have to put up with all this. Guess what she has to put up with tomorrow morning? 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God.
You have an 8 o'clock Zoom class?
Yeah.
No. Why would you do that to them, Mr. Whalen?
Well, I don't have a choice. The class is scheduled at 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. All right. So I think when the camera is there, it changes the situation. And I think bloggers are, in some way, they're acting on some levels. I think at some point people do forget that the camera's there, you know, and so you get a little bit more natural quality to it. Haley's thinking, but the question comes to this: if you decide where to point the camera, you're constructing reality. If you edit at all, if pictures or a cut, or have you seen these guys? They blog and then they come in close for an emphasis. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
You know, it changes the way this feels, you know, and I'm looking in the wrong direction, but it changes it, doesn't it? The guy brings himself in. That's a choice. That's an edit. It's a construction of reality. It's something that it has the taint, I will say it that way, the taint of art to it. All right. Review your edits with the big picture in mind. So you're going to edit here. If you're doing the option number 2, the thing that you probably should be trying to aim for is that you are going to create video each day and then edit that thing that day, so that you don't get piled up at the end of the process and you can't even remember what you were thinking. And the idea is you would do a daily edit when you're on the 5 days that you're working, and then you would compile these, you know, in order. Then look at the whole thing as a package, a thematic package. Find the themes in it that you want to emphasize, and work the edit so that they augment your idea or your message, and share that video. All right. Any questions about these 2 assignment ideas?
It sounds kind of fun, actually, in a odd sort of way.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We're going to get some stuff that we wouldn't see normally. Somebody said about the way people behave in the crisis. Situations like this in life reveal things about people, about you, about me, about, you know, you find things about yourself. You also find things about other people. And I think that, by the way, that's what makes storytelling interesting. That's what makes a movie interesting. So you want to hear a fish story?
Sure.
Short time.
Huh?
Go for it.
Okay. Now, this story is absolutely true. Okay? It's a series of stories that relate to each other. You know, have you ever heard one of those jokes where they tell a joke and then they leave the punchline out, and then they go to, then they start another joke, and then they leave the punchline out, and they go to the next thing, and they basically, the punchline keeps building. Sometimes they do a joke and it's got punchline, then another joke, punchline, then another joke, and then the 4th joke uses something from the first joke. Okay? This actually happened, though. Man, I need to dig up the visuals for this. So I'm recording this, by the way. Right? He said. Let me go back out. Let me get end screen sharing, because you don't need that. He said. And then he has to find it. Fun. Stop the share. There we go. All right, I'm back. Now, when you are looking at me, do you guys? Oh, you have the whole gallery, do you guys, or do you have it just one screen? I think you can.
Gallery.
You can get out of the gallery, or you can do whatever you want to do. For instance, I'm in speaker view, so now if I go, if I click on one of you, I'll see you full view. Right? Yeah. Okay.
They also had it in their states too.
All right.
The dog is
Some of these you guys may have heard. I apologize if you have heard some of this story. When I was a kid, I was working at a clothing store, and my parents came up to me in the middle of junior high. I was in junior high school. My parents came up to me and said, "We're not paying for college anymore." I had brothers and sisters. Raise your hands if you guys have heard this before. One person has heard. Okay. I had brothers and sisters who all went to college, and until late in life, none of them finished. My parents paid for this stuff. We didn't have any assistance. Anyway, my parents paid for this stuff, and these guys would drop out of college. And I'm like the 5th child out of 7 kids. So they came to me and they said, "We're not paying for college anymore." And I was pretty angry about it. Yeah, I know. They paid for the others, but they didn't pay for me. Of course, except for the one brother the one brother who didn't go to college, he ran away to Puerto Rico. He stole the family car.
Right.
He stole the family car, drove it to Miami, Florida, and got the next boat. And he worked his way to Puerto Rico so he could go surfing.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's a background here. I grew up 3 miles from the Atlantic Ocean up in New Jersey. So just so you got that idea of the background. Well, when my parents told me this, I had a choice about what to do. What do you do? That's what I'm saying. When someone pulls the rug out from underneath you, what do you do? So I quit the job at the clothing store where I was making minimum wage and took a job at the local fish market where I made double that so that I could save money and go to college where I wanted to go and major in what I wanted to major in, which is, you can figure it out. It was art, right? Anyway, this fish market was right on the beach. And the reason that it was right on the beach is that the guys who
You live in a
who was that? Nobody.
That was me.
Who was it, Bryce?
Oh, you really asked that for real? Yes, I'm in class for real.
That's Jared.
Yeah.
Are you in class for real?
All right.
Go and work.
You know what? I'm going to do this the next time, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together some visuals with it because I think it's too dull just telling the story like this. Okay.
Joke.
So we'll pick it up next time. I'm going to put together some visuals with it so that it's a little bit more compelling. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there was any other business here.
I have a joke that's like that, but it has swears.
All right. No, I think that's it. I think that's it for today. Any questions for me right now?
Yeah, I have some questions.
Okay.
So for the film story, how long and roughly when is that due?
That's at the end of the semester. That's like one of the last things we do is senior films. As far as how long, one version of it is that the longest thing that we've ever had anybody make in this class is like 7 or 8 minutes. There may be something longer than that, but I don't remember it. So it doesn't have to be longer than 10 minutes. Let's just say it that way.
So no longer than 10 minutes.
You can make it longer than 10 minutes if you need to, but your intuition is, I think, correct. That if it takes longer than 10 minutes, you run the risk, like I just did, of losing people's attention.
Okay.
How do you keep people's attention, though?
Make it exciting.
So you do that with visuals. Okay, good.
And you're going to post that on Blackboard, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So like if we decide to go with option 2, like since it's like kind of like a video journal basically with some extra flair depending, how long would that be if we're going throughout like the process? Like how many days do you think we should do this? Like should it be just like those 5 or should it be more? Or?
So I'm thinking that you would, and by the way, I hate to admit it, but we're making this up as we go along. Okay. 5 days a week, right? For the next 4 weeks or 3 weeks. Well, that's a lot longer than we think it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So aim for 3 weeks worth of 5 days.
Okay.
And then how long are each of those installments? That's an interesting question. Let me ask you guys a question. Like unedited, your commercials would have been, some of you guys had trouble getting it down to 30 seconds, right? But I got to tell you, the ones that got it down to 30 seconds, those were, to my mind, they were some of the better commercials. And the reason is because like you will do your blog, what you need to do, don't call it a blog because that's like people just rambling on like I'm doing right now. You don't want that. What you want is you want a concise, crisp version of that entry for that day. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I've got another question.
Okay.
So with these weekly, 1 day a week Zooms, are we gonna go over what we talked about or what we're doing for this week, or undecided?
No. It's gonna be 3 times a week.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna be doing we'll be going over what you're up to, but we'll also be giving you film history and theory. And I just haven't set up the meetings yet.
Okay.
All right. Right now, you have this one weekly until May 4th, basically.
Okay.
And I'll set up Wednesday and Friday meetings. Just because of the way this runs and the way this is, I think I will, and you guys are going to go, yes. I will, I think I may limit them to an hour or an hour and 20 or something like that. Because it's not a studio. It's not the same. We're sitting here on our butts listening, to people blab. That's a good question. Another question from any one of you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I still do my idea for a parody documentary?
Yeah.
Isn't it a comedy?
Oh, well, Vince, let's just, I want to discuss it with you so that we get a good smattering of what it is you're trying to think of. Okay?
Okay.
Tell you what, why don't you write up like a paragraph synopsis of what you're thinking, and I'll see if I want to go with it, because it's different than the way other people are doing it. Okay?
Alrighty
then. Anthony, you in there?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you guys. I will see you guys on Wednesday. And by the way, if anything else comes up, please email or otherwise. But ask questions, because there's something about this that we haven't figured out yet. All right. All right. Appreciate you guys sticking with it, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, y'all.
Be safe.
Bye.